Tonight, we hop in a 125 best ball tournament on FFPC with some of our friends from the Ship Chasing Discord. And also, hope you have your glasses ready because it's time to pour one out for the end of an era. Freeze frame Karain is no more.
Pat Fryer Helmo.
This is why I'm hot.
Anita Hanjob.
Fix your sight.
Jamar. Alpha play chase.
Are you kidding me? Kadarius Toney?
You can't handle the heat.
It looks like we're finally fifth boys. You're right.
This show's so good.
It's just not going to be the same. Pat got a new computer. I mean, now we have to hope for, external events here to ruin your setup. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to come to grips with this.
It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice to not be freezing. That my mic's not crackling constantly. Just smooth video, no matter what I do.
Incredible.
It is the end of an era.
Incredible. And you did end up getting the same machine as me, right? We're now computer Eskimo bros.
We are computer. I guess. Is that what? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
You're using your computer a little differently than I am.
Real quick, too, before we talk, we are hopping in a 125 draft. As Henry Muto points out, we have 3 spots left. It looks like 2 spots left now. So if you got 125 kicking around, you can hop in with us. I also pinned in the chat, if you are new to FFPC, if you use that link, you'll get, I believe it's $35 off your first entry, $25 off as long as it's 35 or more. So you can get in for $100 if you want to come and join us. And tonight we're going to be drafting with some ship chasing VIPs. As you guys know, the past couple of years, we've done some co-managed drafts and we were all booked up. So many of you guys wanted to draft main event teams with us that, I mean, in a perfect world, we would literally just draft with you guys around the clock, but we literally do not have time to do so. So we did have to, unfortunately, turn some people away. But tonight, as the consolation, we are going to be bringing those guys on. We are free rolling them in this FFPC tournament as a thanks for applying to draft with us. And we aren't going to ask them for their $25 as Liam Murphy would in joining this team. So
and
we'll bring those guys.
They'll get money, not a pizza party.
Exactly. No pizza parties. We will, in fact, split the top prize evenly with you guys. So those guys are going to be joining us for various rounds throughout the draft. Should be a great time. And I believe our draft has officially filled. I see some familiar names in here. And we are going to bring on our first VIP tonight. We got Nomar from the Ship Chasing Discord. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Welcome.
Doing good, man. Let's get the energy up. Nomar, are you pumped? Are you excited? We drew the
what jersey is that behind you?
Yeah, what jersey? Come
Moss.
on, let's get in there.
Moss.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
I had that as a kid. That's a great jersey.
Yeah, I actually got it in Vegas last year when we were there.
My younger brother is a Vikings fan. We grew up in Delaware purely
Yeah.
because Randy Moss, his rookie year happened to coincide with like my brother being 9 years old.
Right.
Changed his life.
So, Nomar, I know you've been in the FFPC streets. I know you are going to be doing some main events. Have you done a lot of these 125 best balls?
I'm in a slow right now. We're in like the 10th round. No, but yeah, that was my first best ball, and we just completed our main. I think it was last week. Feel good about it, yeah, but it's different because leaving the underdog streets for the FFPC, it's like I don't know, it's way different.
No, it is. It's fun too, because like sometimes you can benchmark stuff like, oh man, this guy feels like a value on this site, and almost kind of play it from a portfolio across those sites. But I do remember you posting your main event team in the Discord, and I think I shared it with some other guys we were drafting with. And you had a very nice team. I believe it was a true zero RB team, right?
Yeah, our first RB was we took Rashad White in the 10th, and then it was crazy because I listened to the minisodes and it was just a different 5 or 6 running backs. It was we pounded Hines, Gainwell, TDP, McKissick, Mostert, and we celebrated yesterday for the Julio 16th round.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, there you go.
Who did you
Packed
get
with
early?
Julio.
What draft slot did you have? Who did you have in the early?
We had the spin slot. I don't know. Everyone kind of knocks 7 through 12. I kind of dig the later pick. I've been, maybe it's because I'm in those slots like 90% of the time it seems, but I don't know. The first 3 you get the stud, the first 5, but I haven't been as comfortable with the turns, the 2-3 turn, the 4-5 turn. So I don't know. Where are we at?
Well, you're in luck tonight. You brought your late pick Magic here. You got the
cool.
110.
The 110 here. Gretch, I just added you to the league. Crane, you have access to it as well. You mentioned the Julio. I was wondering, Pat seems out of breath still from all of his Julio victory laps yesterday. I'm surprised you were able to catch your breath for the show.
Hey, I could have done it worse. I didn't actually tweet out the exposure on Julio, which is 30% on investment.
I just saved it to say on ship chasing.
I saved it just to say on pods. So I will give myself. I'll victory lap my not full victory lap.
There you go. Yeah, I think I was at 10% Julio, so slightly only above weight there, overweight. I think I was like a few people too, where I was way more on. I have way more Fuller.
I got a big bag of Fuller as well.
I think
I know you
5% Fuller and underdog right now. I just need him
How
to
much?
sign somewhere. 55.
Oh man,
wow, okay,
that's about twice as much as I have.
I mean, it's all 17th round, but we just need him to sign somewhere now.
Yeah.
Yes,
we do.
It should happen. It should happen here soon. So yeah, what are we going to be looking at here, guys? We do have what a gift for 7 to get Eckler or to get Jamar Chase falling there.
I have seen that a lot lately, and I just do not understand it.
Wow, Mark Andrews at 8, and then 9 goes Najee here. It's a little delay on the board. Nomar, there's only one correct answer, but who's the pick?
I know what the pick should be, but we switched it in our main. We went Adams over Diggs.
Okay.
I'm glad you'll be able to mix up your exposure.
Yeah, we're glad we can help you that.
I'm down with either. Honestly, you guys had me, the week 17 schedule had me actually look at weeks 13 through 17. The tiebreaker is for me for these two is like Diggs from I think his last 5 games. It's in weather, at Chicago, at Cincy, 3 at home, and Adams 4 out of 5 is in domes, Rams, Chargers. So that was the tiebreaker for us. Up until that, I realized it. We were Diggs 100%, and we just said screw it. We'll stick with Adams.
Look at that. We said week 17 is all that matters. People pushed back and they said, how about week 16? And Nomar said, how about weeks 13 through 17?
Well, like the FFPC playoffs is that how it is it's not for best ball, right? So it's
the 15 through 17 for these.
Okay.
For the mains,
for the mains, it's 13, 14. Yeah. So it's splitting hairs.
Swift, Barkley. I mean, those look like the best picks to me. Does anyone have anything else they'd toss out?
It would be Barkley for me.
I like Swift. It's a decent price on Henry. One should probably mention.
You should. Doesn't mean you get what you want. What do you want, Gretch?
I feel like we've been taking a lot of Swift and not a lot of Barkley, so I lean Barkley.
All right, I snuck Barkley in there.
Beautiful.
I do like Pat being tried to be the voice of reason, the most sheepish tout of Derrick Henry.
It's a sheepish tout. It was a very sheepish tout. I didn't want Henry, but you got to mention that he's there.
You
got to let the Najee
going. You got to let the Najee 202. Like, we're all looking for who did this.
Yeah, are you wondering?
Pitts. Yeah, man. We were having fun with it last week, and I was like, I told Pat it was going to be my goal or was it last week or 2 weeks ago? It was going to be my goal to get him into the back of the first round. And then you were like, Pat, can you wait a week? But I've seen him go off at the 1-2 turn a lot now. And yeah, it doesn't feel good with like I'd rather he was going late second.
Well, don't again hot dog costume. I mean, you and Sean were in a game of one upsmanship on stealing bananas, trying to see who could have him listed higher. I believe you guys both tapped out at like 1.6 and it tight end premium.
Yeah, and you and Dalton, you guys are doing stealing lines. Dalton was talking him up as if he should be like the 8th player off the board in non-tight end premium. So, hot dog costumes all around.
I don't know if this is a bit by Ian, but I would love to let the audience know that people do forget that FFPC is in fact tight end premium. I do.
People forget.
Let people know. Look at this running back run here. I mean, one report about Leonard Fournette being down to 265, and everyone's ready to get back on the trade.
Yeah.
This is the we were taking Mike Evans too high. Now what do? We just start jamming running backs. Like there's no one knows who to take. We talked about how CeeDee Lamb is priced up a little bit because there's no one really to compete with him for that wide receiver 6 spot. Evans kind of had settled in as the wide receiver 7, and now people don't want to take it. I mean, I still think that's too high for Evans there. Like nobody wants to take any of the other receivers after the first 5 go off, 6 go off.
Nomar, I know obviously you've watched the show, but have you ever been in any of these ship chasing rooms? What's your resume for dealing with potential wide receiver avalanches?
We try and stay ahead of it, really.
As opposed to getting buried.
You did get your avalanche certification training.
That is the one-on-one of avalanche.
I went during the ministry when you guys took Claypool. I could relate because I remember Pat said this is when you punish teams for letting Claypool slide. And now if you would have let him slide, you basically bail everybody out. And so I like to, deviate twice through 9. I'd like to have seven receivers through 10. So, but I like the later pick because usually you can leave with 2 of Kittle, Waddle, and DJ Moore. And, I like Pitts, but I think it's, I know you guys love Pitts, but I do too. But I don't know. I just have like last year's brain, but
no, please
flood it. No, flood it.
Nice
All the Pitts fun we can get. Flood it.
Yeah.
Price down.
Like I just love Kittle, but we took him at 3.7 in the main, and we were lucky enough to get DJ Moore in the 4th.
You got Pitts at 307 in the main in tight end.
No, Kittle.
Oh,
Kittle, and then DJ Moore at 406. I don't know. I love starting elite tight end, and I feel like Kittle's not a lot has changed from last year, really.
So are we Kittle here?
We're Kittle, yeah.
I mean, you just made the case for Kittle over Pitts. Let's do it. Okay, no objections?
I would take ETN, but we can take Kittle.
Really, Gretch? Speak on that.
Take who?
Really makes sense. Well, ETN's been going like early 3rd. This is I think he's a nice value at this point.
He's going to be a faller because Robinson's active.
All right, we'll wait on him.
And also, there's a lot, I believe even some of our early, I'd have to go back and look, but don't we have like some 4th and 5th round ETN in this from our first early drafts?
Yeah.
This does seem like, that's a nice spot.
Is that, are these decent goes like in a big contest that those ETNs are in? I don't actually know that.
Yeah, because
early 3rd in our main.
I'll have to go look through some of our exposures
ours might be the never too early.
That's true. You're right.
I don't think
it might
it's
be
this
the never too early.
Yeah.
Where's Michael Dubner to tell us that we have 98% George Kittle now?
That's right.
Michael Dubner went back to his medical school residency and can't let us know that we are massively overexposed to George Kittle yet again.
So we just have to keep drafting him because we don't know that we're overexposed.
We don't know. It's a black box.
If we knew, we'd stop.
It's a bit that I don't want to be a part of.
Well,
let's actually stop though.
All right, Nomar, how are we getting ahead of this avalanche here?
I don't know. I'm more optimistic on McLaurin this year, but I can be talked into, I don't know, Deontay Johnson with possibly hold out. I don't know.
Any thoughts on Deontay versus Terry room?
I would take.
I'm
Deontay.
okay with either.
I mean, I
didn't hear about this holdout rumor though.
It's a hold in where he reports, but he's not. He's just doing everything on the side. TJ Watt did the same thing last year, but I don't know. He wants McLaurin money, and they have firm said they're not giving it to him. So I don't know.
I went ahead and
the guy who got paid.
I flipped it. I just saw Nomar. Nomar's being a guest. He's being very polite, but I could see inside he was just fucking pounding the table for Terry McLaurin.
Well, I've been doing this thing where I have so much Claypool and I have so much Ayuk. I just feel like the Debo, Ayuk, Claypool, Johnson, to a lesser degree DK, Lockett. I just feel like it's a lot closer than it. Last year they were super close.
Have you thought about not playing terrible passing games?
Well,
I'm getting the cheaper option in the terrible passing game.
I don't know. Well, I just think like maybe I'm biased with I have a lot of Claypool, so
that's a good thing.
I was
big slot. We got the big slot news confirmed.
Big slot news. The training with Brandon Marshall all off season.
Well, yeah. I do like continuing that line of thinking. Hayden had a tweet that was even kind of like the second version of this, but just, last year on the underdog team that Beimfor and I had that did well, we passed on Dalvin Cook to take Devontae Adams. And so then we drafted Alexander Mattison. And kind of to your logic there too, like if you are passing on Deontay Johnson there repeatedly, like loading up on Claypool, like makes sense to further leverage your bet. So I do like kind of thinking through those different scenarios and how you can kind of double down on the same bet.
And all those guys, those are all quarterback changes. I mean, I don't know how Mitch or Pickett will, they might want to go downfield to Claypool. Now, if he catches it, that's a different story. But I just don't, if they were around the part last year and now they're, third round or fourth round versus 8th, 9th round. And Ayuk, the same thing. We were taking Ayuk before Debo last year. And then who knows what Lance does. And, I'm a sucker for the IG post, but I mean, all the Lance Ayuk workouts this summer. Maybe that's his target. Maybe it's him and Kittle. And
Ayuk has been also getting praise for coaching up the young receivers in camp. Danny Gray telling them where to go, where to line up. He's paying them forward. Said Mohamed Sanu taught me, and I'm teaching them.
Yeah, I think Ayuk is good. I mean, I think Claypool is good. I just don't know why. Like, I get why. I mean, we had Debo last year, and it was phenomenal. And he won us our league, but for Ayuk, I mean, if I remember, he played pretty good the last 8 games, and so I don't know. Maybe Lance locks on to him or Kittle. I don't know. Maybe that's why I have so little of like Debo and Deontay, but
I like this take. I like Pat, especially that you're talking about how he's doing stuff off the field because he got they hated him last.
They hated him
for off the field stuff. So hey, now he's a good teammate. That's good. We got that.
It's actually pretty impressive that he's like come so far out of the doghouse that now the stories are about how he's like a team leader.
Yeah, that's great.
We should also mention the dynamic in this draft. So teams 1 and 2 auto drafted through 4 rounds. It looks like team 2 is still auto drafting. Team 1 came back from the dead to smash Gabriel Davis, but weird start there.
But still
I'm guessing
Cooks. How is that even possible?
I have no idea. Team 2 probably is like used to registering for this sit and go. Didn't realize the ship chasing cabal was going to storm in here. All right. Wow, our queue just got decimated there.
Is Judy gone?
Judy's gone. Metcalf is here. We haven't gotten a lot of Metcalf in this range. I don't mind this price.
Yeah, late 5-10.
What do you think, Gretch, of Metcalf here?
I'm in. He was my pick. I love it. Yep, that's who was popping on the board to me. I'm with you guys.
Yeah, and these drafts are fun. Like I felt like this happened to me in my pros versus Joes too, where I was catching like the end of tiers, not always my favorite player, but it's like, again, if you slightly prefer Deontay to Terry, you don't want to have zero Terry. You know, if you slightly prefer Bateman to Metcalf, you don't want to have zero Metcalf. So I kind of like when the room can allow you to get some of these guys at a really nice price.
Right.
And Metcalf's been falling a little bit. The guys that I sometimes struggle with are the guys with really tight ranges. And Metcalf was like that for a while, but now he's starting to slip past.
Our team would be really good ADP value last year. We'd have Saquon. I mean, Kittle was a 1-2 turn. McLaurin was early third. Metcalf was round 2. I mean, these are the stars of 2020.
Is someone coming in for the 6?
Yeah, we're gonna pop Phil in here. You can stay for this pick, okay. But let's welcome Phil on.
What's going on?
Phil, we're coming to you hot here. Anything you're seeing on the board here with the 6th pick?
Not particularly. I was looking at. It's hard to see a Q here, but I was looking at. I like Goddard in here, but I don't know if anyone's as a second tight end.
We haven't done a lot of builds
what about
like
Lamar?
That. Or Lamar would be the other option.
Lamar as well.
I did not see Lamar was there.
Okay, you guys want to do Lamar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's grab Lamar here. Greg, we have to go through this every time Gormanji's in a draft with us. Eyes up here. We don't talk about him. We talk about how great our team is. Stop lusting after Gormanji. Well, Nomar, we really appreciate you joining us. Thank you for being a member of the Ship Chasing Discord. Continue to crush those main event drafts.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in a few weeks out in Vegas.
Yeah, we'll see you in Vegas.
Looking forward.
Thanks so
much.
So, Phil, I talk it through because I generally have not done the double elite tight end that early, and people can have their own definitions for Goddard, but definitely 2 early tight ends. Is that something you've been messing around with in these FFPC contests?
I haven't in the FFPC contest as I've honestly done FFPC contest so much, but I was actually just pulling up the roster construction explorer and was just looking at for the FFPC and was looking at like the 2 elite tight ends, and I don't know, I like it. I like the idea of it in a tournament too for the for the 2 different like elite tight ends in those last few weeks.
For sure,
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and that's the. You definitely want to have it, again, we talk about like how sometimes structures get you funneled into the same pockets of players over and over. And because we're often taking a Pitts or a Kittle or a Waller in this range, it often means that you are passing on, Goddard, Hawk, Schultz. And it's like, you do want to have some exposure to those guys. Just knowing how dominant that can be if you hit on the two tight ends.
I am glad we went quarterback, though. Look at this run.
This run's crazy.
I have been doing some longer form writing. I just got to the Eagles. I'm doing my offseason stealing signals right now. I got to Goddard, and I couldn't really place why I haven't really wanted him. Somebody sell me on Goddard because he was really efficient last year, but he hadn't really been before. Less target availability. I don't really love the non-elite, but still pricey tight ends. That's usually a group that doesn't usually hit. But, I mean, I can see it a little bit with Goddard. What's the bull case?
I like Goddard a lot. I think he's going – so, yeah, he's not really proven it in terms of being an elite tight end, but he's going behind Schultz, who I don't think has even flashed being an elite tight end. He's going behind Hawkinson, who's like – never really flashed it. He's had some decent games, but the efficiency's never been there. Better prospect, but still. Goddard was actually a pretty good prospect.
But if you're not taking Schultz and Hawkinson either, set them aside.
Sure. Okay. But Goddard was a really good prospect. He was a small school guy, 2nd round, but he was extremely efficient in school. You just got to take that with a grain of salt. But then he comes in, and last year, I mean, he wasn't like just efficient. He was like George Kittle type of efficient. So last year could have been his breakout. And it reminds me a little bit of Waller, where we're kind of like, remember after Waller broke out, we were like, I don't know, maybe. And then the follow-up year was even better. So I think going in this range, like it's fine. I like it actually better on underdog where you can get him in like the 9th round. That I feel like maybe the risk is baked in a little bit more. But yeah, basically the case is he was as efficient as one of the best tight ends in the entire league last year, and he was a really good prospect, and he could totally repeat that.
Phil, did you bring an audience tonight? You got people in the chat. Phil rules. All the Phil fanboys just came out of the woodwork.
I'm really into Dynasty. I got into Dynasty over the beginning of the pandemic, and I've accumulated a group of like 50 guys. We're the target hogs in a Discord on. So yeah, a lot of them are popping in here.
Wait, we are in the presence of the leader of the hogs right now, and you didn't tell me?
And now it's coming out.
All right,
this is the first time.
What on this pick?
I was looking at Trey Lance in here.
Yeah.
Get the double E quarterback and to stack up with Kittle.
The only thing is, I wonder if we can let Trey Lance come back.
He's not coming back. We got Gormanji on the wrap. He's not coming back. Jimmy G was told he's done. We got to take Lance if we want him.
Okay. All right. Let's take Lance. I don't think these guys would have double tapped and unstacked Lance there.
But there isn't a clear receiver target. I don't know. Maybe a running back? What were you thinking as an alternative?
Yeah, I mean, I will concede that the board is pretty gross. I would have probably have said Hopkins would have been my pick.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we know Gormanji is going to get him on the wrap, and the chat's going to be like, what a nice pick by Gormanji, Stack Tyler with Marquise. That's right. Lance got that hog in him. The Hog Nation is just fired up tonight. So Hunter Renfrow and AJ Dillon go, do it, Gormanji. Just do it. Get it over with. Pull the Band-Aid off. Take your DeAndre Hopkins.
Hey, our backup is Brandon Ayuk. We already had him. We had a long discussion about him on the show. We got Trey Lance.
I don't even know if that's our backup. I would want to take Brandon Ayuk.
Yep, there it goes. The Band-Aid has been pulled off.
I mean, I don't mind Ayuk at all. Is it?
Yeah, I'm in.
Let's stack it up, baby.
All right, let's do this.
Stack that bitch up.
This room is like so weird. I feel like it's gone in these weird ebbs and flows. You have a couple of the super high T starts from 2 in the 9, but then I really felt the wide receiver squeeze there in the 6th and 7th.
Is 2 auto drafting?
2 is now back. No, 2's been auto drafting the whole time. 1 came off of it.
It must be.
Stop it, Stephanie.
Backs. Love the running backs. Receivers are a little weak, but love the running backs.
Yesterday, Pat, I hopped in. Phil, the Discord said NBC Sports Edge was doing a private underdog draft to write about in the NBC Sports Edge online guide. And so I hopped in there and I told Phil I wasn't going to draft anything or no running backs until after round 10. Just to try to force Big Peacock to write more about zero RB. So,
did you do it?
Oh yeah, me and Phil both held out. I think until round 11, and then poor Rotopat and Ray Summerlin were just scooping up the running backs and just getting buried by the Avalanche.
Oh no! You gotta send me that draft. I want to see.
Yeah. I'm not too proud of it because I then got distracted and accidentally auto drafted Watson as my QB3. But other than that, it was a great time.
Oh well.
Oh. Everyone stop talking about Team 11. I'm so fucking sick of it. Can we talk about the Hogs and
He
Phil?
doesn't even know that Christian Kirk doesn't play on the Cardinals anymore. He thinks he doesn't even know DeAndre Hopkins is suspended. He thinks he has this triple stack going. Like that team's not as good, guys. Don't worry.
It's not. So have you Phil, would you say Dynasty is kind of your main thing, or you've been feeling the siren song of the best ball stuff too?
I got in last summer listening to Rotoviz stuff a lot, actually, listening to the best ball stuff and stealing signals, and shooting bananas, for that matter. And I did a lot of just sit and go not tournaments last year and kind of crushed it, and didn't do as many tournaments as I wanted. And so I'm pretty much just doing a ton of tournaments this summer on mostly Underdog and DraftKings, and I'm signing up for a few Football Guys championships too.
Nice, man.
Which should be fun.
It's do you find, I know like a lot of the Rotoviz content too almost has you viewing, redraft and tournament specifically through a dynasty lens? Do you find kind of all of your dynasty practice informing how you attack these tournaments?
Yeah, I mean, it came like super easy, to be honest. Like, because all I want are those like rookie and second year wide receivers, anyways. And so it just like translated over. I was a casual player and won a bunch of championships with Todd Gurley and was like pretty hardcore RB bro for a few years, and then started branching out and flipped the switch a little bit.
Nice.
There you go. It's always nice
Radicalized.
To, get you radicalized though. I am just so impressed by the Hogs energy in the chat tonight. Let's see here. Did we still have team 2 on auto draft?
Frank's in here salivating over team 4 now. Is that Frank's team? That's got to be Frank's team. That's a good team.
Yeah, I was actually wondering when people were going to start salivating over team 4 because they started Jefferson, Higgins, AJ Brown.
As soon as the AJ Brown pick happened, I did mentally.
Yeah.
Oh, they drafted
been looking at
Sky
team
Moore
4 for a while.
No, you don't get the clip. Only we get the clip. You don't take our players.
That team's way better than Gormanji's team for sure.
Yeah.
Frank likes our little team too. It is Frank's team.
Is it?
Don't call it little team. That is so.
His team's pretty sweet.
His team's real good.
So if we did want to do like another big wide receiver cut here, maybe MVS or there's running backs.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, let me get a running back.
We're talking about the rookie second year dynasty slant. Garrett Wilson,
and it's
clear
our
top
first
3 dynasty receiver, wide receiver 50 in redraft. Goes 10th overall, wide receiver 50 in redraft. Someone explain that. None of it makes sense.
No, Evan, you get no clip. No clip. Yeah, we didn't have to sell the dynasty guy on Garrett Wilson there.
Yeah. And it's our first week 17 correlation so far. Yeah, so
yeah.
It is so nice. I thought I was going to have to be the guy all summer to point out week 17 correlation. The
Metcalf Garrett Wilson game. I can already see it. It's going to go down in history.
And now that we got reports of, Pete Carroll said Geno Smith is running away with this job and not looking back, we can get Tyler Lockett. And tomorrow on Splash Play, I can rub it in Spags' face that he has like 14% Drew Lock.
Is he really that high on Lock still?
I don't know.
Percentages? I know he was taking him a lot early, but has he been sticking with the Lock thing?
It's kind of like David Kitchen saying he doesn't believe in ADP. You're not really sure if it's a bit or not. And so you just kind of indulge it.
He's probably a running back there, right?
I mean, Ken Walker looks pretty nice. Anything else
I
you guys
also like
seeing?
Rashad White.
Walker's been falling a little bit as Penny rises. That ADP is maybe a little bit rich for what we saw him fall really far. Me and Sean last night, like he was the best available for a long time. We took him in like the 11th or 12th.
You guys want to do White?
I would love to get White.
Yeah, I've a ton of White.
This is feeling a little bit like a kitchen draft. We're just kind of throwing ADP out, just living a little. I like it.
He wasn't too far down the list. I would be shocked if he got back in the 11th.
I just stop it, Hassan. Gormanji, I don't even know if you saw, but the guy who tweeted out Ramondre running with the ones is a female anatomy expert. You got had there. You just reached for him on a bogus report.
It was a bogus report, but it feels like it was real. I still, in my heart, I now still do feel better about Ramondre.
Oh my god!
Just felt right.
How are you feeling?
All the way to 11:04 in our Pro V Joes last night. So maybe I'll make it all the way back. But yeah, he is sliding right now.
Well, we had on a Good Football Show, Michael Sean Dugar came on. He writes for The Athletic, and he was adamant that Travis Homer, and if not Homer, DJ Dallas will be the third down back for the Seahawks because of pass protection.
I did see that one.
I mean, that is rough. That is rough. I mean, now you need an injury to have any value, really. I mean, obviously there can be spike weeks, but
I will say, of all the reports, we're now getting like all those backfields that you wanted to be 2-man backfields are actually 3-man backfields. We got, the Zach Moss death reports have been largely overstated. That one's starting to spook me a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
It's that time of year. This is going to start shaking up ADP quickly.
So Phil, as we bring on our next guys, we're kind of playing like a game of telephone, with this draft. We're all building it. We're invested in this equally. Is there any parting shots, direction, structurally, players you would like to see on this squad as we say goodbye to you here?
Not particularly. I would say if we get some nice tight end values, but I did notice that 4 of them just went off. So but otherwise, I like how it's gone so far. I like it. Pretty solid.
I'm gonna give you the big video here. I want you to give a big shout out to Hog Nation here on your way out.
Let's go Hogs! Woo!
There you go. Thank you for joining us, Phil. Thank you to Hog Nation. Appreciate you joining us. And we are going to bring on now. We got Alex and Max here. How are you guys doing, guys?
Doing well.
Doing well as well.
Welcome, guys.
Max. I've met both of you guys in Vegas before, very different trips. Alex, you were there with us, ship chasing weekend last year. Max, for our club Top Shot trip. And Max, I would say you weren't. Tell me if I'm wrong, but have you gotten way more into fantasy like exponentially in the past 6 months than you've ever been?
I definitely had more tournaments, but last year I was doing a lot of cash games for best ball. So this year is the first year I'm doing underdog, like a lot of entries. I'm up to 90.
Okay, BBM 390.
Right. Yeah.
Now, do you self-identify as a barbell bro, or what are we looking at here?
No, 150 is hard enough. I'm just trying to get there any way possible. We'll see if I can make it.
You're power through it, bro.
Yeah. If I have an hour break during work, catch one in.
All right, guys, we don't have a ton of time for pleasantries here. We are on the clock.
Gerald Everett would fit that tight end recommendation.
I'm down.
Any other thoughts here, Alex? Have you been scoping anything?
Yeah, I would go receiver personally. I don't think we have enough.
Yeah, so wide receivers: Christian Watson, Tim Patrick, Dotson, Landry, Hardman, Myers. Why don't we, if we don't feel strong, let's grab Everett here, and then we'll grab a wide receiver on the wrap.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
I like some of these wide receivers.
It's pretty flat though, but yeah, there are some names that are interesting.
Anyone jump out to you, Gretch?
Yeah, who jumps out to you guys?
Dotson is. We were just saying the Wilson thing. We ended up taking Dotson last night too, and he's a first round receiver. Went in the top half of the first round. I don't like Washington, but this is
don't be coy.
Late.
Don't be coy. You got your boy here.
Who am I missing? Oh,
no, you have to be coy.
Yeah.
You have to be coy with Gormanji. He will stick it to you.
No, I'm just messing with Gretz a little bit.
I don't know how I got into Jarvis Landry love.
You love him, dude. Him and Van Jefferson are your boys.
I was reading my old Target Sprout Run article from early in the offseason, and my quote on Landry was exactly what I would say now, which was he's probably a value, but he's boring or something like that. I was like, this is how I've always felt about this guy.
Any wide receivers you guys like? Alex and Max?
I'd be Patrick.
Okay. So he goes Lawrence. So it does look like Watson, Tim Patrick, Dotson, Landry would be the top options. Alex, do you have any thoughts on Dotson versus Patrick?
I'm good with Patrick. I think that's just a solid.
I like Patrick. I'm actually drafting Patrick, which it
gets us through the Garrett Wilson weeks.
Yeah,
the early weeks we won't really have Garrett. We'll definitely get some early production from Tim Patrick.
And if we're in confirming priors on guys we literally just drafted 2 seconds ago, didn't I see some tweet about Russell Wilson connecting with him for lots of touchdowns during training camp? Did anyone else see that one, or is that just me?
I didn't see that one, but I'm sure it was real.
I'll say I have my list, and Pat, I know I'm talking to a professional, news hound over here, but I had my Twitter list, and I would check up on it up until yesterday. It was I could catch up on it in 5 minutes. Just thousands of tweets, the same people who haven't been tweeting at all, just thousands of training camp tweets. I'm drowning.
Yeah, I think this is the time of year where you want to go to like the kind of the notebooks, you want to go to the papers, you want to go to the Athletic, and you want to like read the training camp recap thoughts. This is also a time of year, and now this is only for the sickos, but there are some good recap podcasts out there as well.
Okay, plug your favorite recap podcast.
Well,
You used to be
the Athletic has a good series of podcasts. There's I'm blanking on. There's like a whole nother series of team by team podcasts that are pretty good. Locked On has team podcast for every team. So yeah, there's some good ones.
Do you know that my entire relationship with the Athletic has been getting tricked by them? I first did the free trial that you gave me for the Athletic sub, and then my credit card just auto renewed, and I've since been a lifelong Athletic sub. Then I'm like, oh, this Andrew Luck podcast on Athletic, I'll subscribe to this. Didn't realize it was the main Athletic podcast feed. I thought it was a standalone like anthology series. Now I'm just trapped into getting the Athletic podcast every day. These guys just keep fucking pulling fast ones over on me.
Both of those seem like pretty solvable issues.
It's really the principle of the issue, Pat. But my friends over at the No Dunks are part of Big Athletic, and so I will allow it.
I looked up my Jarvis Landry quote, Pat. I gotta share this to you because Bybor's been trolling me on Twitter saying I'm this huge Jarvis Landry fanboy, and I don't even know where it started. But I wrote this in February. Jarvis Landry posted strong per route numbers, which we've known about him. And I mean, he's a boring but still viable 12th round option, which is still the exact thing that I would say about Jarvis Landry 6 months later.
Dude,
nothing changes.
We went Tim Patrick. Calm down, man.
Well, you could also dig up the tapes. It'd been, I mean, I think we've all been on the Hamler versus Patrick price adjusted stuff. Are you guys getting a little spooked with Hamler injury stuff?
I've been taking Patrick quietly this whole time.
Well, you're just telling us this now.
I'm taking every Bronco. I've been public about this. I've taken every Bronco. I'm overweight Alberto. I'm overweight Alberto, so I'm taking Patrick if I'm taking Alberto.
All right, Alex and Max, what are you guys seeing here coming as we are on deck?
Which running backs or
so top running backs right now I see are Algier, Khalil Herbert, McKissick, I think would be the top ones here.
I would
top
take
wide
Herbert.
receiver. I think Landry went Herbert.
Yeah, I like Herbert.
I'm good with Herbert. Any other thoughts here, guys?
We could go that way. I thought Pat was going to make an Algier case. I think I'm Algier over Herbert, but I'm definitely comfortable with Herbert. We're out of time. It's Herbert.
Yeah, we'll grab Herbert here, and we'll let Gormanji get Algier, and the crowd can fall over themselves cheering him on for that.
No, I like Herbert. I tend to break ties towards Algier, but it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, Herbert's a good pick, so we might as well grab him if that's what you guys like.
Yeah, I just see a path where Montgomery just, by midseason.
We all see that.
He's dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
I dream about that path every night.
Yeah.
Well, it is one of those things where it's like you want to bet against Zeke, but it's pretty expensive to bet against him with Pollard. At least when you want to bet against Montgomery, Herbert's pretty cheap to make that bet against him. Max, you seeing anything here? And I realize it's hard for you guys not seeing the full queue here, so feel free to ask me to list anything off.
He just took Algier.
Yeah, of course he did.
Yeah,
it's a bit.
We could take Hayden Hurst as the last sort of viable tight end.
Do you guys want to take Jamison Williams? Just build in some late season upside here. Another rookie wide receiver.
Yeah, sure. Use a receiver.
Yep.
I was gonna say Jameson too. I like that. He might not
so
play
we're
the whole year, but hopefully he does.
I mean, Jamison Williams, he comes back week 15, strings together 3 straight 150-yard 2 TD games. We win it. Easy game. Just stop it. Just stop it. I knew this was going to Kevin mentioning the same thing. Madison bet is same as Pollard. I guess I would push back a little bit and say I think Pollard's going to have a little bit more of a standalone value than Madison. Like, don't you think Pollard's going to catch some passes?
Yep.
Yeah, I do. I also am a little bit nervous about Madison having the exact same every down role that he did last year with the new coaching staff and a new GM who drafted Ty Chandler. Like, it could be a little bit different than we're used to.
They're talking about cutting it, aren't they? Hasn't there been a little bit of buzz that Madison might not even make the team? I think Madison and Pollard look similar on the surface, but there's actually like a pretty big difference there.
Who would be the running back behind him that they're so bullish on?
Kene and Nwangwu and Ty Chandler would be their other two backs. Nwangwu's really athletic and plays on special teams. I think that's what they would do.
I feel like they could get a pick for Madison. That would be crazy to cut him.
I mean, when you consider Dalvin Cook's like shoulder history and stuff, it would seem very reckless to cut Alexander Madison.
I mean, I don't think he's actually getting cut. I'm just saying that I do think.
No, you heard it here. It's going out on the apps are all pushing it out. A lot of apps have gotten fooled today. They got fooled by the Ramondre report. Then wasn't there another Jimmy G report that got picked up by everyone too?
Yeah, there's the Jimmy G trade to the Giants. That got picked up by your organization, Pete.
Oh, well, Pat, you got duped by the Ramondre one. So
I tweeted out a Homer Simpson gif. I didn't put it on an app.
You felt guilty enough to follow it up with a whelp.
Well, I would like some credit for not deleting.
I just want some credit for
I left it up there on Twitter.com for all to see.
Alex, have you done a bunch of these 125s on FFPC?
No, I did the early best balls, but I haven't done a lot of the 125s. I'm doing probably about 20 football guys this year. So I won quite a bit last year, so had a bunch of credits. So
nice.
Work my way through those credits.
How many in the Wire channel? You're gonna have a lot to add.
How many of the FBG drafts have you done so far?
I think I'm pretty close to 20.
Wow. Okay, so getting those in early.
Yeah, a lot of value.
Yeah. What are some of the? Do you have any super teams you built or any big closing line ADP values you want a victory lap here?
Yeah, I love my early ETN. I mean, if he stays in the second, third, I mean, that's going to be all my fourth, fifth ETN. It's just going to be nice. Like the Breece Hall, some late Barkley, things you can just sort of get early on. I was getting Trey Lance in 13th, 14th round.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine taking Trey Lance in the 7th when guys were getting him in the 13th.
I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Thank you. At least Hassan finally complimenting a team that deserves to be complimented. Team 2, the auto draft. I mean, this guy probably thought he had like 2 hours to spare until this bad boy filled.
Then he came back and saw it, was like, leaving that.
All right,
at least
Max.
I don't have to manage this piece of shit.
Max, we are about to be on the clock here just from the top of the queue. Marlon Mack, Gus Edwards, Crowder, Cameron Brate, Tannehill, Brevin Jordan, Darrell Williams, Logan Thomas, Brian Robinson, Mostert, Deontay Foreman, Alec Pierce. Anything striking your fancy?
I like Gus Edwards.
Okay. We could use another running back here. What do we think?
Give us a little stack of sorts.
Yeah.
That's right. We need to further our Ravens bet here. I like that call. And we are going to this draft is ripping by. I guess when you have 2 auto drafters, that's what happens. But we're going to bring on Mathology here in a second to close us out. But Alex and Max, thank you guys for your contributions to this team. And Matt, I believe we're going to be seeing both of you guys in Vegas, right?
Yep. I'll be there doing a main, I think, on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah,
awesome.
I'll be there too.
Awesome.
Yes. We are very much looking forward to that. And I believe we mentioned it. We're going to have a ship chasing party on Friday night of that Vegas weekend at Blondie's, which is in the Planet Hollywood Casino. So if you guys are around, come swing by and have some drinks with us. And it was great seeing you, Alex and Max. Thanks for drafting with us here.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, dudes.
All right, Mathology, the king of double Ds, the pervert extraordinaire, the one and only Mathology. You're coming in hot. What are you seeing here for us in the 16th round?
Yeah, I have no idea what the queue is, but I got a couple really good wide receivers I do want to make sure we get. One is Rondell Robinson because he is sleeping with smoke. I think we should definitely get him.
I think we all like Rondell.
And I also really like Alec Pierce. So no one snipe us on that. Pierce is also sleeping with a smoke.
Gormanji already took him.
He's gone.
So we are. We did get Rondell, and I just want to clarify what you're saying. You're saying that these individuals are sleeping with smoke shows. Is that what you were kind of inferring?
Yeah. So you guys do all your projections. You know, roughly you're getting about 68 hours. That's all you're getting. 68 hours
69,
per season of
69.
data.
68 hours.
68,
That's an
69.
interesting number you chose there. Is that the reason for that?
Yeah. Well, and so I'm more looking at their lifestyle. What are the decisions that these guys are making outside of the field?
Uh-huh.
So I'm looking at those hours, and I see Wandell making some really good decisions off the field.
You know what? I'm going to do this just for you.
We're drafting guys based on how hot their girlfriends are, right?
This is for you, Mathology. You came on chip chasing, but you deserved a splash play bonk there.
Yeah.
For those of you guys who don't know, so I got introduced to Mathology when I was doing my showdown streams this past NFL season. And I was like, who is this guy that's obsessed with rostering two defenses? He would always ask me, how are the projections looking? How's it looking in the Sims for the double Ds? I thought he just thought he was really pushing an edge. But what I later realized is he just liked to say, how are the double Ds looking tonight? Is that correct?
Oh, that is correct.
This guy's posted screenshots of two defenses in every single one of his showdown lineups. I mean, no one commits to a horny bit better than Mathology.
Well, prove me wrong, though, Pete. Didn't you and Brick had defense in the captain, and you guys shipped that one?
Yeah, I mean, you were right. It was the two Ds were underutilized this year.
There was only 1.5 Ds, though.
1.5 Ds. 2.5 Ds, right? If we get the captain points. And then Mathology.
Okay.
Yeah. Mathology's evolution then on splash play, Spags being a bit of a horn dog, they were feeding off of each other. And it really culminated recently with the Zach Wilson story. Everyone's wondering who is the mom's friend that he's hooking up with. And Mathology did incredibly deep, extensive research on her Instagram. There was a woman with a purple blouse. I mean, did this get picked up by major networks, Mathology? Because it was excellent research.
Yeah, I have a name, but I can't share it yet.
Yeah, let's not.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a name. I'm waiting.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
What are you waiting
for? I feel like I got it, but I'm waiting.
I like that. That's a true journalist right there. All right. Yeah. Everyone, this is Mathology comes in here and everyone just gets so horned up in the chat here. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Wandell's making great decisions off the field. I think that's going to correlate to
Googling this
great fantasy points for us on this roster.
Tell me, I'll just fuck it. If we're just doing this, what is it? His Instagram?
Pull it up, yeah.
Under respect. Right. Yeah, pull it up. I mean, you got it.
All right. Navigate me through this Mathology. Where am I looking here?
Yeah, I mean, that's his. You got to go to hers.
Does he have any
how
photos
would we find her?
Yeah, he's dating Chloe Barrett, 0.22. Yeah. Well, yeah, there you go. Perfect. There it is.
Okay. Okay. This is now I can picture him holding Daniel Jones like this in the end zone after a touchdown pass.
I can too.
I think his ADP is gonna rise.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's starting in 3 wide receiver sets, I mean.
All right. Okay, I'm done with this. This is a fantasy football stream. And we're up next. You almost got us timed out looking at
Is Bears Campbell still available?
No. Is Campbell available? No.
No, we went last round.
You know who's available? David Bell.
Any research on David Bell?
The model's not really popping with David Bell, but whatever you guys think here.
Any running backs? The model.
Yeah, we can use. We have 4 backs and like 3.
Yeah, I did a deep dive in the ADP weeks in these rounds, and I tell you,
I'll do Brian Robinson if we need.
It's terrible. I looked at Brian Robinson, like he's not making good decisions off the field.
Here. All right, that'll work.
That's a good pick. I did see Dearness is making good decisions off the field. Good pick.
How many players are you familiar with what their significant other looks like?
Well, so I just did a deep dive the last couple hours. I took my daughter out. I'm teaching her how to ride a bike, and I scurried back here and started looking at ADP and like who might be available, and I started just searching Instagram on all these players.
I mean, that is some really in-depth research. Now, is it research that's going to make you better at fantasy football? Hard to say.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you need to see on the field and off the field. If those two correlate to really good healthy decisions, I think we're going to see some spike weeks, and that's what we need from this team.
All right. So David Bell's still available. Sony Michel, Mo Alley Cox.
I think we do Donovan Peoples-Jones. He's with Valerina. He's with that MMA fighter. And she likes to twerk.
Let's do Donovan Peoples-Jones. There's actually was a good report on him having connection with Watson.
Bad at football. He's not good.
What's so?
He's gonna give us a spike week in the playoffs.
Okay, Donovan Peoples-Jones, girlfriend. I guess we're doing this.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Okay. Hey, Mikey, he likes it. All right, Goblin, this is what has happened to this draft stream. Now, the audio listener is absolutely loving this one. Right now, we have his. Did you say UFC?
The MMA. She's in MMA. I thought.
Okay, yeah, MMA.
So she'd also kick all of our asses.
I think Brick's winning some money, probably betting against her.
Wow, just an incredible research by you here on this show. Okay.
I did see a review of the show saying that we don't recap the teams enough for the audio listeners, and pulling up Instagram photos is only going to make it worse. Yeah,
he's absolutely going to love this. I'm just worried that how many more names left do you have?
Well, so I'm building my model out now, and I got really a couple of good ideas for Ben Gretsch if he wants to build out his stealing bananas. I got a couple of good ideas.
Yeah, you'll have to email me those. I'm gonna put them in my high priority folder.
Yeah. Mathology spinoff Substack is called "Is That a Banana in Your Pants?"
I was thinking like hiding bananas.
Rice bananas.
Tucking bananas in your waistband. Oh man. What are you drinking tonight, Mathology? I know you're a man of culture.
Yeah, it's a liquid hot magma from Zero Gravity up here in Burlington, Vermont.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
If you guys are ever up in the Burlington area, hit me up. I'll show you a good time.
I've seen the outdoor shower you're building, and I don't know if I want to step foot in that after learning a lot about you tonight, but
it's up and operational, and it's fantastic.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah,
it really does. You are pulling extremely well with the chat tonight. You know, bringing them the content they need here. At
I never knew the chat was this horny. Like
you're missing out, Ben. I'm telling you, there's an audience here. There's an audience to grow out that stealing something here. I'm telling you. I'm trying to get Spags to hire me, but we'll see what happens.
You know what? Has Spags not let you on one of his solo streams yet?
No, not yet.
Wow. The fact that Spags, you guys are kindred spirits, and the fact that I had to be the one to get you on the show first, I mean, that reflects so poorly on Spags.
Well, he's a busy man, new father. I get it. I got a 4-year-old. I understand what he's going through right now. It'll take him some time. He'll wise up.
Well, once he sees this audition tape, I'm sure you're going to clip this up, put a nice bed of music underneath it and ship that over to him. He won't be able to turn you down.
I'm still waiting on that Dolchik video. Mr. Crane.
Yeah, Pat, we all are waiting.
Yeah,
First we had Kyle shit, now we got Greg Dole shit.
All right, Mathology. It just remember too that there are other individuals who are invested in this team. So if we could try to correlate some of your horn doggery with some actual good selections, it would help.
Yeah, just let me know what's available in the queue here. I have no idea.
Davis Mills, Baker Mayfield once got a blowjob in a parking lot. Hassan Haskins, Sony Michel, Johnny Smith, Marcus Merritt. God, this is what you bring out. We got 16 seconds here.
Jeff Wilson would be.
Let you guys pick it.
Hassan Haskins is fine. Sony Michel.
How about Sony Michel?
Let's do that.
All right. God, I'm trying to block bots. Hang on. Let me see if I get it in time. That was close. Getting hot in here.
Davis Mills is doing a nice job off the field, by the way.
Interesting. Second-year breakout potential.
Yep.
Not sure I would have expected.
Interesting.
Yep. Tori, it's Wisted is her name.
Thank you for spelling it. For everyone in the chat, typing this in on Instagram. How did you? Can you show me a note? Do you have a notepad? Do you have an Excel sheet? I just want to see what you're working off here.
Oh my god.
Hang on. Keep it up there. Keep it up there. I want to see it. Davis Mills. So we have actual names here. Donovan Peoples-Jones, Paris Campbell, Taylor A. Campbell. What's the Tua and Hurts question marks?
So those guys are very neutral. They're quiet about it. They're hush hush. I when every avenue, every rock was turned over looking for that. Those two guys, nothing.
Jeff Wilson does go to Gorbaji. Just so cruel. Let's see here. Running backs, Burkhead, Damian Williams, Tyler Beatty. If we want to double up on our handcucking here, Trey Sermon, Samaje Perine, Snoop Connor. Anything here?
Let's do the Baltimore guy.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Little handcucking here. That's something you interested in, Mathology?
You never know. Leone says if they have different roles, they're good. So fuck it.
That's true.
Okay. I never know if you were going to go with real analysis or some kind of sexual double entendre there. And you brought us home with some real analysis. I appreciate that.
Hopefully they got different roles.
This would be Gorbanji's welcome to come on. I don't know if I would want to have to follow Mathology at the end of a stream. It's a tough act to follow. Here we go. DFS Texas. I don't know what he's talking about. Whitecap, please tell me you're a Milwaukee tool kind of guy, Mathology. What's Whitecap?
So I'm in construction. So Whitecaps, they sell a lot of construction materials. So we like Milwaukee here at ECI where I work.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Work with our hands.
Yeah. Gorbaji says, thanks, but no thanks. In the chat, part of Hog Nation thinks that Gretsch hates the last 4 or 5 picks. He's gone silent. Do you want to break your silence on these selections, Gretsch?
I mean, no.
No Jarvis Landry.
I don't want to refute the claim.
I will say, other than DPJ over Bell, I like the rest of these.
Look at Gormanji's running backs. I mean, I know we've already outlawed looking at Gormanji's team, but Algier, McKinnon, Eno Benjamin, Hassan Haskins, Jeff Wilson, that's a lot better than what we did in the later rounds at running back. Like a lot.
Keep your eyes on the team, Ben.
Yeah, keep your eyes on. You know what? I'll book a bet. Herbert, Gus, Dearness, Sony, Beatty versus Algier, McKinnon, Eno, Hassan, Jeff Wilson, and I'm the world's biggest. Come on, Gretsch, right. That's not meaningfully better than ours.
I think it is.
Get out of here.
Does Pete get to include Herbert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will someone, Willis, our accountant,
somebody
keep track of this?
Somebody figure that out for us.
Ben's wandering eyes like Mathology right now.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing we've said is to keep your eyes on our team, and you just couldn't resist. Stop it.
I couldn't.
Stop it.
Yeah, the Jet was the next pick for sure.
Who was?
I wanted to go Rondell and then McKinnon because McKinnon has some really good backstory.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the backstory?
Just look it up. Just look it up. McKinnon and ex-girlfriends. He's got a really strong backstory.
Oh, okay. So backstory is ex-girlfriends. I guess that was okay.
I like how you also say it as if I could just like go to Wikipedia and read about his backstory.
It takes 2 seconds to look this stuff up on Google. It's amazing. I don't. You think I do a lot of research? No, it takes 5 seconds.
Did your wife know about all of this fantasy research you do?
I don't do any fantasy research. I'm the fish in all these drafts.
I don't know. At least you have a unique process, right? You know, there's a big hive mentality, group mind, and you're over here on Horn Dog Island.
Yeah. Look, I always respect somebody who's willing to pave their own path.
Well, I follow you guys. You know, I listen to you. I draft structural. I draft close to ADP and have a good time with it.
Oh, Mike, this is what happens. Chris goes, holy shit, McJet is a legend.
Yeah, I'm telling you. He is. I mean, his ADP is about to skyrocket.
I mean, Pete, you got to look it up now.
Yeah, pull it up.
What do I even search? A Jerick McKinnon ex-girlfriend?
Seems like that'll get it done.
That's what I would have went
with. Chris in 2 seconds is going
I can't even pull this shit up. I'm looking at the smut of all smut. I'm on like a poor man's TMZ right now with like 19 advertisements and a girl in her underwear.
Was that your only option?
Yeah, I closed it down. My internet was starting to suck. So. But yeah, I will on Discord. I'll pull up the article and everybody can look at
it. Thank you.
That's only for the VIPs. That's only for the VIPs.
Yeah.
I always have a hard time
to sign up for our ship chasing VIP. Get access to the Discord.
It's always hard for me to sell people who aren't in there on what a great community is, what fun conversations we have going on in there. We finally have a true nugget to get you in there. You got to become a VIP to see Jerick McKinnon's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, that Pete couldn't put on the stream. He showed the other girls, but this one was too risky.
Chris, G just DM'd me the article I was just looking at and was too sheepish to pull up on TherezOwens.com. Okay. Oh my God. Yes, Stephanie, I'm not gonna pull her up. Okay, there is a line here and we found it. What's I don't even know if we can someone said recap this draft. I don't know how we come back from this. Does anyone want to give any final thoughts on this team?
It's a team. Okay. Yeah, I think we stayed in structure, probably took like one more running back than we usually might with a hero running back build, but we waited so long for RB2. I think it's totally fine. And we got some stacks with Trey Lance. Trey Lance double stacked. I mean, come on, pretty good.
I like this detour here for Everett too, because this did seem like a tear gap at wide receiver.
I agree. We could have gotten Henry or something on the way back, maybe, but we had to get a tight end on that turn.
Yeah, that would have been a good spot to hit running back, though. That's when Henderson, Gainwell, Carter, TDP, that tier went off in between the Everett Patrick turn. But we did need to get like some receivers, and I like adding Everett. That's just was one alternative.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, this room, I think normally in these drafts, like we get one of these 7th round receivers, a Devonta Smith, a Drake London, Kadarius Toney, and they just got gobbled up here very quickly in this range.
DFS Texas asked if we'd take back the Lance pick. I feel like not at all. I'm pretty happy with the Lance pick. We got the
that's not pick where this draft went downhill.
where would you say it went downhill, man?
I know the picks you don't like. You don't like Tim Patrick and you don't like Donovan Peoples-Jones, right?
I don't mind Tim
Patrick.
Patrick.
Jarvis Landry is when things went off the rails.
Yeah, no, I mean we didn't have that bad of a draft. We just we're having a good time, right? And we weren't necessarily ready when we were on the clock for a lot of our late picks. That's all.
But I do agree with Pat that we mostly stayed in structure. So it is like, what are the pick? Because it's not like there were obvious choices for us after basically round 9. It was tough sledding.
This team's going to probably win it. I mean, like, I'm not saying these players all are going to fail for sure. I think Wan'Dale Robinson was the pick of the draft. Good work, Mathology.
I love that one. I also like that we broke some ties towards guys we don't normally take.
Yeah.
Which I think is why we're kind of like, But I think all of
that's
them
exactly
are
what it is for me. For me, it's just I don't normally take these guys so they suck. Like that's just how my brain works.
And I will say, you know, our big ADP conversation with Soccer Dave today aside, or maybe not aside, but you do when I do just feel a roster where you're reaching a little bit on guys based on ADP. And I know stuff's pretty fluid right now, but it almost feels like you're missing a player. Like when you are kind of reaching around ahead for guys like Ayuk and Rashad White. I feel it a little bit like it's just like there's normally some other guy in here.
Yeah, some of that is the anchor RB plus elite tight end plus 2 early QBs too. But I see your point as well.
The other thing is that if you just always reach for Rashad White, you won't feel like that eventually.
There's not a lot of drafts. There's not a lot of drafts where we've taken 3 receivers through 7 rounds.
Yeah. I was just going to pull up my Pros vs. Joe's team from the other night because I had that similar thing where I did the elite tight end and elite running back and did a very similar thing that we did tonight with the Lance and Ayuk back to back. But I just felt like I got a couple more values that fell to me at running back. This room just was a little softer. You know, I was talking about like Drake London falling to you in the 7th. Just because I was a little earlier here, I was able to get him. But there was in this draft we just did, there just wasn't these extra fallers.
Well, and the Everett pick is where we could have taken Henderson, right? You took your second tight end as Trey McBride. Which helped the running back room.
I was really tilted because I had Brevin Jordan queued up here. This was the only time in the draft I was a little flustered because I really wanted Brevin Jordan here, and then just kind of was like, all right, we'll take Deontay Foreman. But yeah, some similar players here tonight. Of course, had Wandale. Little did I know I was not only drafting a promising young rookie, but quite the hound dog off the field as well.
Indeed.
But yeah, I saw your guys' draft last night.
Ooh, you rolled the clip in the 19th.
Well, I got an insane price on Lawrence, felt pretty good about him in the 14th. And then I was like, you better believe I'm stacking him with LaVisca here.
And some good reports on Visca today.
That's right. I mean, the Visca stuff, we should talk about this as the preeminent Visca, show. I mean, getting end rounds here, ETN split out wide and getting backfield touches. I mean, could we be getting a Devo season here?
It was one of the upside comps, wasn't it? So maybe
he's single, looking to mingle right now. Let's buy it, boys. Let's buy it.
I love it. He's going to be lining up all around the formation in the various Jacksonville clubs, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Greg, many are saying this. Yeah, maybe Debo is too aspirational. Maybe Cordero Patterson. I mean, I would very much take.
We'll take that.
CPAT.
Yeah,
we will. I completely missed this. Nick says, "Did Pat see that Jalen Reagor is catching hype?"
I would be extremely cautious about taking any Jalen Reagor hype seriously because they're trying to trade him. The reports pre-training camp was that you should not expect Reagor to make the roster. So any hype about Reagor is, please give us something.
Right.
They're deep at receiver too.
Everyone loves Quez over there too.
Yeah, he's like locked in wide receiver 30. They still have Greg Ward. They still have some other dudes that they like. So that would make sense.
All right. This was a lovely time, Mathology. We appreciate you joining us tonight. I feel like I'm viewing fantasy football selections through an entirely fresh lens than I was previously.
Oh, can I note, by the way, Mathology asked that we break ties towards Giants in the Discord, and we did with the Saquon one earlier, and then we got a little mini Giant stack with that Wan'Dale pick. I just realized that. A little extra correlation.
Yeah, Wan'Dale's a stud.
Anything else going around the horn here? Gretch been doing lots of great pods with Sean, and we are, I believe, I'm going to post our schedule here. We've started to finalize it for August. And one thing I can tease is I believe it's 2 weeks from tonight. We are going to have Sean Siegel on for kind of a master plan show for main events, all your drafts coming up, a little sneak peek at a 0 RB list. So very much looking forward to that. And then after that, we're going to be ripping drafts here once, twice, sometimes 3 times a week until we head to Vegas. But anything else I'm forgetting here, guys, or stuff you'd like to plug?
Well, my Pros vs. Joe's is on Monday night, so
Nice.
Nate stream that. Yeah, depending. I don't know. We'll talk about it, but and then good football show. We're having beat writers on every Monday. That's been
Leone's pod.
Yes,
my pods with Leone have been fun. I plugged that, but Leone always forgets to mention chip chasing when he does my plugs on that show.
It's fun. Leone has it out against us. He hates us. No, I've been listening to those. I love those pods because I listen to most stuff between like 1.5, 1.7, and I listen to that one at like 1.2, 1.3. I make a
you
meal.
can't get down to 1, but
no. I mean, nobody gets one. But they're just so good.
I'm on.
And they're fun, right? Because like I'm as David Kitchen would say, I'm an ADP bro. Like I'm just conditioned to doing all these drafts and to kind of like get pulled out from like a macro sense and really think about how these teams could operate with like a true, math, fundamental, base there is just so good for kind of anchoring you as you head into all these drafts. So you guys are crushing it over there.
Appreciate that. For me, the other thing I'll plug is I started the off-season Stealing Signals. Finally, I've been working on that for like just the first one for like the first 2 days. Tons of longer written shit for those of you that like to read. I don't know why you guys read how long I write, but it's very, very long. It's all the AFC East and NFC East teams. I'm going to end up getting through all the teams in the off-season Stealing Signals format, signal noise, all that stuff. So got that to look forward to too if you are excited about that.
Awesome. Yeah. And again, also shout out to our other co-managers. You're going to be seeing some of them on stream. Some of them we're going to be drafting with in Vegas. We are wrapping up a slow draft right now with Frankie and Serum and Lou. We'll post that draft when we wrap that one up as well. We also have the minisodes. Our first slow main event draft is already in the books. If you are a VIP member, not only do you get Jarek McKinnon smoke show content, but you also get video content of all of our minis. And we're trickling out the audio versions of those as well. You guys have probably seen those on the feed. So yes, it's a wonderful time of year, draft season all around. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you on Twitter, on the Discord. Mathology, give the people a parting shot. There's the only one way this show can end. It's with you telling the people whatever you want.
I do worry about Spags, so let's go to Splash Play, hit the subscribe button. I do worry about Spags, so let's do that for him. Please.
I worry about him too. Subscribe to Splash Play as well. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.